Listen in for some positivity and good times. The views and opinions of our guests may not necessarily reflect those of the host or the Vibes Broadcast Network. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Listen to the Vibes, and kind of diving back into my daily devotions. I feel like there's things going on in all of our lives, and some of it it's very difficult to talk to because really and truly inside you have a hard time even explaining it to yourself. It just feels like a funk, almost deflated. Now, I'm going to tell you, yesterday, I was watching a Russell Brand video, and I made a comment on it. And somebody was very clever, because I'm not one that I pay a whole lot of attention sometimes. And I guess their handle on there was pinned Russell Brand. And they had left a message on my or reply to the comment that I made, and I thought it was really him. And so he says, "Hey, I'd like you to drop me a message. Here's a WhatsApp app you can send it to." Now, I know a lot of people, they'll use alternative communications like WhatsApp and all, so it's not something I guess that people could use to find this person or whatever. I mean, WhatsApp is WhatsApp. You can change that up real easy. But I thought, well, that's really nice. So I sent a message and got a very nice reply. I mean, the wording made it sound legit, because I hear he's really, really a nice person, and he's very personable. And so he said, look, because I had made a comment about there's people that are not taking jobs, and there's folks, there are businesses that are not giving the marijuana drug tests anymore, anything they can to get more people to come in and get a job. And I'll tell you, there's times I'll pass some business by that's looking for help, and it's something I really would love to do. Something that, like, I'm really into heavy equipment operating, but physically I'm not able to because of my spine. But oh my God, these jobs are like perfect jobs for me. And I really would love to get those jobs, but I can't. And I just think, God, everywhere I go, I see help wanted. And I don't know. I don't get it. Why aren't people going for these jobs? And I'm not here for a debate on that or whatever, but I did make the comment, I really wish that I could, but if you're out there, you should take advantage of the job market being open. And I thought maybe he wanted to talk about it. But I mean, he had said all these wonderful things, and then says, hey, not a whole lot I could probably do, but if I can do anything for you, just let me know. And I told him, the only thing that I'm kind of doing right now is I am trying to promote my my channel, because I'm really wanting to help people. That's really deep in my heart. I am trying to help people. And besides, I'd kind of like to get successful enough that I feel independent again. And anyway, he says he's willing to check out the channel, and then tells me today that that he's willing to promote me, just to give him a couple of videos, and he would do it. I'm really excited about this. Like, wow, I can't believe I'm talking to Russell Brand. Well, then the catch comes. Hey, do you know about this Bitcoin, blah, 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 this, that, and the other? me and my assistants have picked 200 people out of the subscriber list to get in on this groundbreaking moneymaker, and your children and your grandchildren will have money and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, look, I'm on a fixed income. I do get disability, so I don't get a whole lot of money each month. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm not interested right now. And that's when I first started thinking, this is not right. And then when I started getting the kind of nasty replies, I'm like, no, this is. And then I said, this isn't Russell Brand. So he sends me a picture of an ID card from Kentucky, mind you. And you can tell how obvious that it is a Photoshop. I mean, it's a very bad Photoshop. I mean, it looks like something that you might do when you're first learning. And I mean, I can spot the differences. I know about, I've IDs and stuff like that. I just tell this is not real. So I wanted to lead the guy on, gal, whoever it is. But I'm like, no, this isn't Russell Brand. And so I didn't get any more answers back. But in a way, it made me feel stupid because I should have paid more attention. And I think this is where I'm getting to the point. Empower yourself. Don't be afraid to question things. A lot of times things that sound like they're too good to be true, they really are. Do some research. You get things like I did. I mean, some people catch on quicker than I do, but there's some folks that they trust people, and they get taken advantage of. And I don't want that to happen to you. So, report any kind of fraud. Even if it seems like it's even a prank, you never know. They might get into your accounts and get your information. And before you know it, they're sending out stuff using somebody else's name, could be your name. And you could get in trouble for some of this stuff too, believe it or not. And it takes, you'd have to do a lot of, oh, this isn't me. Let me prove this isn't me. I mean, it's not impossible to do. Some people know how to do it quicker, but the fact is you have to go through all this stuff. And I'm sorry, I know times are tough, but if you are listening to this and you are a scammer, look, I understand you want to make money, you want to feed your family, what have you, but using people, knowingly deceiving people, I'm sorry, that's just not cool. There's got to be other ways. There are job openings out there. Take it. And maybe some of these jobs are not the best in the world, but get your foot in somewhere. I mean, you can be a waiter, busboy, dishwasher, whatever, something legit. I mean, go work at McDonald's. Go somewhere where you can get your foot in the door. And then when you're being consistent, you go out to look for another job that's a little bit better job. They see your work ethic, and a lot of times they'll give you a chance just on that. And this is a time where you got a pretty good chance of getting a job if you want it. People are getting very desperate. There's sign-on bonuses and all kinds of incentives that they're giving people to go to work. And it shouldn't be that way, but take advantage of it now. It's you other folks that, you're hardworking, you're trustworthy. Sometimes you're just going to have to be skeptical. I don't want anything like that happening to you. If you have a story that you'd like to tell that's similar to that, drop it in the comments or send me a message. I leave my email address in the description so you can send me a message. And I'm more than willing to answer your questions or Even if it's just a comment, I read all my emails, and I'm pretty good about replying. And if you had a story you want to tell, you want to come on and talk about it, do so. I can understand some of them are very, very embarrassing. You look back and you think, why did I fall for this? But that just goes to show there are trustworthy people out there. Let me rephrase it. There are people that trust other people because that's just your nature. You find it hard to believe people would lie to you like that. And a lot of the older generation, it's happening to them because they don't see the trigger things. They hear something that's too good to be true. Hey, you invest in this and you can make money right away. And it's just somebody trying to steal either your money or they'll use your info. So I don't know how they hack into these Facebook pages and stuff, but they do. And then they'll use your name, and other people are like, oh, I know that person. Yeah, they're wonderful. They're trustworthy. Let's try it out. And then you end up being part of the scam. And it's difficult as it is when you get that deflated feeling, that, embarrassing feeling, or just, I don't know, that feeling of, I guess, why did I fall for something like that? I feel dumb. You know what? If you would just take into consideration that someone exploited you for your good-natured attempts, you are a good person. And yes, sometimes these things can get messy. Sometimes people lose their money and they don't ever get it back. But we need to stand together on this and bombard Facebook, Instagram, whoever, that you're getting these scams. And maybe we can do something to end them. Another thing, let me tell you, on the Facebook, every day I'll get, now it's up to 2 to 3 every day I get these friend requests, and then always look at the at the page before you even think about hitting that accept button. There's a lot of them. They say, "Oh, join me on WhatsApp, and we'll talk sex," or "I've got links to my sex videos," and blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm sorry, but I got banned from something that I posted 10 years ago on my original Facebook account, and it's gone. They took my account away. I tried for a year to get it back, and now it's just gone. And it was a post that was against something that is not very nice. I don't want to mention it and get flagged on, one of YouTube or whatever. Let's just say those people back in Germany, back in, the 40s, I put out a post against them, but because it had the word in it, it got shut down. I don't understand why, but I didn't get my account back. And then I get these requests every day. Hey, I started a private group on WhatsApp and we can talk sex, blah, 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 blah. I'm telling you, that's a lot worse than what I put on there. And I'm sorry, I'm a married man. And maybe if I was in my 20s, that might have been, as a teenager, it would have been that fascinating, but I don't want that kind of garbage. I don't. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you don't want it either. I know some people that are sick of getting them. And when you report them, all Facebook says is, "Oh, this doesn't go against our community guidelines." Really? Pornography doesn't go against your guidelines? My opinions that you don't like, they go against your guidelines or your standards, even if I'm not being ugly in my opinions? It makes no sense. We need to get our power back. I mean, let's face it, they're slowly censoring all of us, and there's going to be a day we're not able to say anything that's on our mind. I don't know how you can fact check an opinion. If you feel a certain way, I mean, it's just like you get up one day and you say, you know what? I I feel like peanut butter and jelly should not be served ever again. Nobody should ever make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That is your opinion. And then some goofy fact checker comes along. Well, peanut butter and jelly is very, very popular in this area and that area, blah, 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 blah. So this is flagged as false. And they'll take your post down, or they'll put you in Facebook jail. And that's a goofy example, but you get what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of things in this world that need to change. We need to stop trying to deceive each other. We need to stop being mean to each other. And, let's stop and think, okay? Somebody has a different opinion. Is it really that necessary to start to hate that person and not be friends with them anymore? I mean, I know people in families that aren't speaking to each other just because of their political opinion. I think we need to respect each other on that line, but we need to have open communication, because coming together, that's really what we need. We need to stop being divided. We need to come together, and we need to be able to talk openly, agree, disagree, agree to disagree. And I want to just be friends with my neighbor, whether they have the same political views or religious views. We don't have to. We don't have to have that. Just have common decency. Is that too much to ask? Why do we have to have this us against them? Why does it have to be that divided? I use an example, and it's probably a stupid example, but I have friends that are diehard Houston Texans fans. They just eat everything Houston Texans. But I'm also a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm all about Dallas Cowboys. And we'll tease each other and everything, but we don't ever get to the point where we hate each other. We don't want to be around each other. We have different, loves, and we have different opinions. And why not come back together? We're supposed to be united, and we're not. The more we're united, I think the more we can probably come together and stop a lot of these people that are evil and trying to take advantage of us. Watch out for the older generations. They're really into computers and social media. It's kind of an exciting thing for a lot of them. And they post goofy things, but so what? They're the ones that are the most vulnerable because they trust people. So let's come together and let's help them out. Can that be something that we can agree to come together on and I don't know, give us a friendship back, please? I really don't care what your opinion is. I mean, I care, but I don't care, because I just want to be your friend. I want you to come here and I want you to take something from it and maybe pass some more positivity and some love, some inspiration, some motivation to the people. And if you got a story that you think might be an inspiration to other people, well, come on my show. Let me know. Well, let's schedule something. I'd love to have your opinion. You don't have to be famous to be on my show. Just to have a good story to tell. And some people just want to tell their story. I mean, come on, let's just talk about it. So, like I said, I'll leave my email in the description. Please, will you share videos like this? I mean, it takes 2 seconds to share it. And I know maybe it is a lot to ask, because it is your time. And I should respect the fact that, it's your time. You do with it as you want. It's just as a favor. Share it. Make some of this get out there. I want people to hear that there's a place you can come to get some positivity. I'm very much an open book. If you've seen my videos, you know I don't hold back. I let you know the things that have happened to me, the good and the bad, the tragic, some things that should be embarrassing. But I do that because I think some of you may have the same experiences that I have, and you want to know, where's the hope? How do I get my life back? How do I get my power back? How do I get these things to make me feel like a human being again? And that's why I bring on a lot of people that I do. And I'm going to bring some of them back because the stories aren't done. There's some tragic things that happen to people, and you think, God, I would have gave up. But this is what this person did, and I hope it helps you. So get the word out there, please. My, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I really would love to make money doing these podcasts and interviews and things because I'd like to be independent again. But the main reason why I got into this is because I wanted to help people, and that is as sincere as I possibly can state it. So anyway, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's a big help. The more views we get, the more the videos get recommended, and more a lot of these positive messages can get out there. And please, I look and I notice that there's some people that I've interviewed that they don't have hardly any views on their videos, but they have so many great things to share. It's all positive. It's not whining and crying. And I know sometimes I might whine and cry on here doing my editorials. These people, they've got great stories. Just because they're not famous doesn't mean there's not something you could get from these people's stories. They just want to be heard too. I think that's all people want, is they want to be heard. They want to know that they're relevant. I know I'm rambling here, but I'm trying to make another point. I'm gonna give you an example. You go to a restaurant and you order your food. You wait, you wait, you wait. Finally, it gets there and you look, and it's nothing like what you ordered. So now you have to wait again, and you call the waiter over and you say, hey, this is not what I wanted. And it makes you upset, not just for the fact that the food came there wrong. It's just that people weren't listening. That's all you want, is people to hear you. Something like, it's very simple. For me, I hate lemon in my tea. I'm like, I don't know why they feel like they have to put a lemon slice on my tea glass. So I always tell them, please, no lemon. And then they'll come back and I got lemon in it. I'm like, really? The one thing I asked you not to do and you did it anyway? I mean, I'm not that rude about it, but the thing is, you just want to be heard. That's the reason why you get upset, is because you feel almost invisible. It's like you weren't even paying attention to me. I'm trying to be better about that myself, paying more attention to what people want. So please, come give these folks a chance. There's some speakers, some writers, these authors. Some folks are musicians or actors, and they may not be well known, but they've got great stories to tell, and I think you could benefit from them, and maybe inspire you, motivate you to do what you want in this life. I went from one extreme to another. I'm sorry, but again, thank you for listening. If this is your first time, thank you. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I want you to know that you are appreciated, and I'm willing to listen to you, and I'm willing to get your story out there so people can hear you. And please come back. If you haven't subscribed, please do comment. I mean, like and comment. At least tell me if I'm doing good. Tell me if I'm doing bad. And if you're a regular and you're listening, that I can't thank you enough. So I'm going to leave it at that. Please come back for the next one. I've got a paranormal show that I'm doing today. Today is the 29th of September. So the 30th. Today and tomorrow, I've got some very fascinating people. And even if you've not heard of either one of them, I guarantee you they've got a great story to tell. So until the next one, take care. God bless and peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favourite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network